is the time for us to stand up together as one.
Holy Jesus. I just got home about 30 minutes ago from seeing Transformers 1. Now, when the first three trailers came out, the first trailer came out back in April or May, around there, and people were a little iffy on this movie. They thought it may be a little too kiddish, like this, that, and the third, it maybe deviate from other the whole gist, okay? People were iffy on it, right? Then the second trailer came out, people were like, okay, that's a little better. I'm a little bit more intrigued, but I'm still not interested to go see it, especially with all this stuff that's coming out nowadays. But the third trailer came out, the final trailer came out literally like a few days ago, the final trailer. And the first screenings came out for this movie, the first screenings of this movie came out like a month ago. And the critics saw this movie, all the movie critics and movie YouTuber critics see it like a week ahead or something like that. And literally in the final trailer, all of the critics were saying this is the best Transformers origin movie ever. Not just origin movie, this is the best Transformers movie of all time. And I'm like, that's a bit of a stretch, because I heard only one person say it. But then I heard a lot of people start saying it. A lot of critics start saying it. Like, this is the best Transformers movie. They saying this is the best Transformers movie. This is the best origin Transformers movie. Even the OG Transformers fans who are in their 40s and 50s, 40s and 50s today, the people who watched the OG Transformers TV show, the OG animated movie that came out in theaters in the 80s, people, when they saw this movie, all of them were saying like, yo, this is easily top 2 of all time, possibly top 1, top 3, but this movie Transformers 1 is up there. Okay, it has topped most of the Michael Bay movies, possibly my favorite one of all time. Okay, so here's my take on it, okay? And I listened to a few movie reviews from Transformers 1, one from Double Toasted, and two from another guy who does honest movie reviews, and that's Tyrone Magnus. Now, Tyrone Magnus, I only heard like the first 1 minute of this movie, and he straight up honestly said that, yo, this is a great movie. So I was like, okay, that's all I needed to hear, because I know he gives honest reviews, and me and him, we kind of have the same interests, you know what I'm saying? Okay, same common interests or whatever. And Double Toasted is another trusted reviewers that who I like to listen to. They give honest reviews, and they are OG Transformers fans, at least Corey is, and he said this movie is great. And Martin, he said they were surprised when they walked out of this theater. They were surprised how good this movie was. Like, literally, in the final trailer, when you see, the titles of the phrases that these critics say and stuff, this is the greatest Transformers movie of all time, this, then the third, you have to go see it, it's a much watch and stuff. They weren't lying, okay? They were not lying, okay? Now, here's my take on the movie, okay? I really enjoyed myself. I did. I really enjoyed myself watching this movie. This movie is hands down top 2 for me of Transformers movies. To me, it's top 2. No, top 3. No. Wow. I gotta rank these movies again. These Transformers movies. I'm gonna rank this. This movie right here is easily top 2 or top 3 best Transformers movies of all time, because the main two that I dearly love is the first Transformers movie back in 2007 and the third one, which is Dark of the Moon. Dark of the Moon is my favorite Transformers movie of all time. Dark of the Moon, the third one. But seeing this one, wow. I think it may have took the title. I don't know. And I love kid movies. I'm a sucker for kid movies. I love to watch a good kid movie. Okay, now let's just get right on into it. How the story is and stuff like that. This is gonna be spoiler free. I'm not gonna spoil anything. This, then the third. Okay, now the story of this movie. Now, whoever put together the story of this movie, whoever wrote the plot and everything like that, they did their research on the lore of the Transformers. Okay, they literally stuck with the origin. They didn't change anything major or drastic. They really didn't change really that much anything at all with the lore. No, from the lore. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really change anything. They really stuck to the original of how the Transformers were made and how everything came together, of how we see the Transformers now, how Optimus and Megatron fight and clash and stuff like that. Okay, like in the trailers, how in the trailers they kind of tell you, they tell you in the trailers of this movie, they tell you that Optimus, Megatron, and Bumblebee and RC, the female purple robot, no, that's RC. That's RC. She's called something else. She's called Alita, but really that's RC. That's RC. Okay. In the trailers, they says they were born without the power to transform, and somebody had told me that I don't know why they changing it. They're changing the lore, they changing the origin. They were always, when they were born, they were always born with the power to transform. And I told him, I said, well, with these movies nowadays, they always change a little bit of stuff. They gotta add something new, this, then the third. No, when you go see this movie, they actually stuck to the lore. They were actually born with the power to transform. Okay? But I'm not gonna give it away on how are they be able to transform when you see them later in the trailer, when they actually transform and they look bigger and more cooler and stuff like that. I'm not gonna spoil that part because there are a lot of twists in this movie and they are good. Okay? And like I said, whoever put together the story of this movie, literally top notch, chef's kiss. They did their research. They respected the original OG Transformers animated movie. They respected the lore of the Transformers and how they were created. They did not deviate it at all. Okay, and a lot of old heads who grew up in the 80s watching the Transformers, when you go see this movie, you're going to be very happy and satisfied. Okay, now you got your origin story in the 80s. People in my generation and kids now younger than me, this is our origin story, and it is pretty dang freaking good, and it still sticks to the same with the original. Okay, now action, the action is top notch. When they start the fighting, when they start the battling and stuff like that, the action is great. It's phenomenal. This is the best Transformers action I have ever seen. Okay? Yeah, like, of course it's animation. You could do a lot more stuff with animation and stuff like that. And literally the action in this movie is top notch, possibly the best we ever seen Transformers action. You know what I'm saying? People been dying and asking for a Transformers movie with no humans. Okay, this is really, I believe this is the first Transformers movie ever with no humans. Okay, and literally, the people who's been asking for a Transformers movie with no humans, you are absolutely right. It works well. It works phenomenal. Okay, because like I said, the fight scenes are very, very great. I love the fight scenes, and you can tell the difference from each robot and stuff like that. and the music, the soundtrack in this movie is great. Now, you know how in the you know how the Michael Bay Transformers movies, you know the ramping music, the iconic epic music that it has. This movie has it. It has an epic soundtrack during their fight scenes and stuff like that, and during certain climaxes and certain scenes and stuff like that. And this movie is adventurous, okay? As you can see, you know, Megatron, Optimus, Alita, and Bumblebee, they actually go out on an adventure and stuff. I'm not gonna tell you what that adventure was, but in the movies, you obviously gonna see, or in the trailer, you obviously gonna see that they met with one of the primes and they get them the power to transform. Okay, but like I said, when you go see the movie, they when you go see the movie, you'll know, because you'll know when the truth will be revealed, because when they meet up with that prime in that cave, they actually learn the truth about themselves. I'll put it to you that way. Okay, and Sentinel Prime is in this movie. Okay, we haven't seen Sentinel Prime since Dark of the Moon, and he's known for betraying, so keep that in mind. All right, and let me see what else. Some people found Bumblebee to be annoying. Really, he wasn't really annoying to me. He wasn't that annoying, even though he was played by Keegan Michael Key. I think that's his name. I know some people. hmm, I know some people in other movies, like they find him really annoying and stuff like that. But this movie, he's not annoying at all. His comedy actually really works. It does. It's not too much and it's not too less, and it's not cringy, and it literally matches uh it really matches a humor for a kid, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, like, hey, that's fun. Hey, that's funny right there. It is. I actually like that. That's cool. That's cool. You know, Megatron, when she went, let me just ramp it back up. Let me just ramp up from each character. Alita, you know, Alita, she doesn't like Optimus Prime. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't like Optimus Prime at all throughout this movie. But while they go on the adventure, as the movie goes on, she starts to trust him, and she starts to realize that he, Optimus Prime, is the true leader, and he is actually a great guy. So, yeah, uh, Megatron, when he turns into the Megatron we know, he turns. I'm for real. He turns. Literally. Like some people, I heard this from this review, right? They said there was a whole bunch of kids in the movie and stuff like that. And as the movie was going on, kids were cheering, making noise and stuff that react to the movie. But when Megatron turns, after he turns, all the kids in the movie theater were silent. They were like intimidated. That's how Megatron is supposed to be. All right? Just like how we saw Megatron in the Michael Bay movies, the first three, well, preferably the first two, because in the third one he was kind of, half his face was gone, he was beaten up and everything like that. But in the first two movies, he was intimidating. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have like PTSD. I used to have like nightmares, like, hey, is Megatron chasing me? You know what I'm saying? But when he turns, he is intimidating, and he turns into the Megatron that we all know and love. Okay? And Optimus. Optimus, Optimus, Optimus. Pretty much the main character, right? Optimus, I don't really have much to say about him. He's a good main character. He's that main character that likes to take chances, take risks. I'll put it to you that way. Not afraid to get out of his comfort zone. That's the type of character he is. You know what I'm saying? And really, he's really a good character, and the thing that bothered me, there was one thing that kind of bothered me with Optimus Prime in this movie, and it was his voice. That was all. It was just his voice. That's why I was thinking a little bit like, something was a little off with Optimus in this movie. To me, it's his voice. Now, he was voiced by Chris Hemsworth. Now, Chris Hemsworth, he's from overseas. He does have an accent, and he is known for playing Thor, and he uses that, that Asgardian accent or whatever, and even though in this movie he tries to switch to his English accent, but when you hear him say certain lines, you can hear the British or the overseas accent. You just be like, I don't really get like a Optimus Prime feel from him. You know what I'm saying? From his voice. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all used to Peter Cullens. You know what I'm saying? So because Peter Cullens, arguably the greatest voice actor of all time, because he voiced the the probably the best. Well, I'm looking for the best protagonist leader character, fictional character of all time. You know what I'm saying? And trying to figure out what I'm missing. Oh my god, this movie review is 16 minutes long. Okay. I'm gonna end it off here. Well, really soon. I don't want it to get to the 20-minute mark. Well, before it gets to the 20-minute mark. And that's pretty much it, yo. This movie is really, really good, and I would not mind go seeing it again when it comes out on streaming. I will buy it since everything is digital now. Not everything is. They took away all the discs and stuff like that, the Blu-rays and all that. Everything is digital now, so all right, different times we living in, yo. Different times we living in, and it is. You will have a lot more fun when you go see it with your friends and family. I went to go see it by myself. When you go see it with your friends and family, you will have a lot more fun and you will enjoy it. Even when you do see it by yourself, you will still enjoy it. But you will enjoy it even more when you go see it with your friends and family. If you have a 40X movie theater around you, I suggest you go see it in 40X. If you have an IMAX theater around you, I suggest go see it in IMAX. If you have a 3D, you can go see it in 3D if you want. You know what I'm saying? Standard, go right ahead. I saw it in standard, but like I said, this movie you don't want to miss. Is it rewatchable? Yes, I will be rewatching this movie when it comes out on stream, and I would not mind going seeing this movie again in theaters. Okay, because Transformers is one of my favorite movie franchises of all time because I grew up on it. All right, but if I had to rate this movie out of 10, I'm a sucker for kid movies, man. But this and plus, this movie was really, really good. I didn't really see no flaws in this movie. I didn't see no flaws in this movie. There were no flaws in this movie. Nothing. Story was great. Action was great. Acting was great. Cinematography was great. Everything in this movie was great, except for one thing that bothered me a little bit, and that's Chris Hemsworth's voice. Because you can hear when he says certain lines, you can hear the accent a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And when he tries to give his big Optimus Prime speech, it kind of, you can hear that accent a little bit. Nah, I don't really feel empowered, because when you hear Optimus Prime speech, especially in the OG live action movies, you feel empowered. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely, I hope they need to work on that. Definitely they need to work on that and stuff. There may be a second one. They didn't really go in depth of them making a second one. There wasn't really no post credit scene of them hinting of a second one. But obviously if this movie does well enough, they will do a second one. And this movie was produced by Michael Bay, and it was executive produced by Steven Spielberg. All right. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think about this movie review, Transformers 1. Please like, subscribe, and share. And my book, The Prodigy, is out now, 1, 2, or 3 on Amazon. Link in the description down below. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this movie, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. And let me know in the comments when you go see it. Let me know what you guys think. And like I said, I will be seeing this again. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you next time. God bless.